is made by or with flour. And flour is an object. So we use with. Bread is made with flour. Number 5, photos are taken by or with cameras. Cameras are objects, so it's with. And number 6, these bottles are filled by or with water. Water is an object, so it's with. By for people, with for objects. Okay, so let's do one more activity to practice when to use the passive when the object is more important than the subject. Number 1. Mrs. Green teaches our English lessons. Okay, so Mrs. Green is the subject. Our English lessons are the object. So we want the object to be more important. So let's rewrite it using the passive. So we start with the object, our English lessons. Okay, and it's plural, English lessons, so we use are. And we want the past of teaches, which is taught. Are taught. And the subject is a person, so it's by. And then finally the subject, Mrs. Green. Our English lessons are taught by Mrs. Green. Okay, let's try another one. So the next one. Fires are put out by firefighters. Okay, so this one is already in the passive. We've already made the object more important. And here's the subject. And here we can see the passive. So we're actually turning this one back to the active. So we put the subject first. Firefighters. Put out fires. Okay. So there you can see different ways to use the passive. How to structure it is or are plus past participle. When to use by and with. So let's move on to some reading. So we're going to read a film review. And it's called A Kid in King Arthur's Court. A Kid in King Arthur's Court is directed by Michael Gottlieb. The main character in the film is a teenager called Calvin Fuller. Calvin is played by Thomas Ian Nicholas. This film is a modern retelling of Mark Twain's classic book, Connecticut Yankee. Calvin lives in California, USA. He is a very shy boy and he is not very good at sport. At the beginning of the film, Calvin is playing baseball when there is a terrible earthquake. A hole opens up in the ground and Calvin falls through it. He lands in the past, in the time of King Arthur. Calvin meets King Arthur and Merlin, the wizard. King Arthur is played by Joss Ackland, and Merlin is played by Ron Moody. They think that Calvin is amazing because he plays them modern music on his CD player and he shows them how to make rollerblades and a mountain bike. Calvin is trained to be a knight and he becomes more confident. Calvin helps King Arthur to beat his enemy, Lord Belasco. And then Merlin sends Calvin back to the future. Calvin finds himself back in the baseball game, but this time he wins the game. The special effects in A Kid in King Arthur's Court are very good. Michael Gottlieb is a great director, and the actors' performances are brilliant. Thomas Ian Nicholas was in the competition for a Young Artist Award for his performance. The film is funny and exciting. It's a comedy, a drama, and an action film all in one. Don't miss the chance to watch A Kid in King Arthur's Court. It made my grandpa, my younger sister, and me laugh a lot. It's great fun for all the family. John Wilson, Class 5B. So there's a film review. Now let's have a look at some words that maybe you didn't understand. We've got comedy, a funny film, a comedy. Director, the person who makes the film. Special effects. What's used in films to create things that can't be done in real life. Performance. What the actor does in a film. Teenager. Confident. Not shy. Earthquake. And night. So let's write some sentences using these words. Someone tells the actors what to do. Number 2. I like something films because they are funny. Number 3, I'm quite shy. Number 4, there was an yesterday.